This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY digital voice net on Grandma's Talk or 31367, WireX from 83721, and on Zoom. The primary purpose of the STNY digital voice net is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to step in. This net meets weekly on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Again, the call is Whiskey 2 of Foxtrot Julia Hotel, and the name there is Frank. We'll first take a standby for any stations with emergency or priority traffic. Please call now. Okay, nothing heard there. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this event, please give your call sign followed by the word break spoken 2 times. Please leave a 45-second pause between transmissions for breaking stations or for those who wish to disconnect the talker. This is a direct net, and the format will follow announcements, questions, and comments. This net utilizes NetLogger, which can be found at netlogger.org. NetLogger is not required, and we will take additional voice check-in. For more information about this net or join the Zoom meeting, please visit STNYDMR.net. That's Sierra Tango November Yankee Delta Mike Romeo.net. You can also find us on 73.net. That's Sierra Echo Victor Echo November numeric number 3.net. This net will prioritize short-time mobile in and out or emergency power stations, followed by NetLogger check-ins, followed by voice check-ins. I've taken the liberty of adding a few folks that I saw keyed up right before the net. So the net would like to recognize N2NCB Paul, N2NRA Cliff, and N2UTV John. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. Okay, another heard there. So let's open them up for any station that would like to check in this evening. Please call now.
Alpha India 6, John in Ridgecrest, California.
This is N2QFD, now in Elmira. Right, I would like to recognize EI6IG John. We can take off NE2W Ed through NetLogger during that break as well. And N2QFD Mel. Is there any other stations to join this evening? Please call now. All right, then we will kick things off with any announcements. If there's any announcements for this net this evening, please call now. Okay, nothing heard there. I did have one announcement myself. We do have the net, as the previous net, we were talking about potentially moving the STNY digital voice net over to Sunday at 7 p.m. I didn't hear any resounding no's, or it seemed like most people would either be fine with either Saturday or Sunday, or sometimes in some cases Sundays work better for people. So starting in September, we will be moving the STNY digital voice.net over to Sundays at 7 p.m. I did post it on 73.net as well as the STNY DMR.net. There's a big red banner now that says the net will be moving to Sundays at 7 p.m. starting in September. Okay, so moving on. If there's any questions for this net this evening, please call now. All right, other than her, so we are moving right along. We'll go in for comments. And the net topic for this evening, I know we've had this net topic before, but I think it might be worth a while to revisit and see if there's anything new that people are working on. So the net topic is there any fun projects you're working on or any new ham radio areas that you are learning about? Okay, so first on my list is NCTV. Paul, how was your week there?
Hello again, Frank and all into NCB here. The week went fairly cool. I've been getting QSL cards in from the 13 colonies. I think we're waiting on 4 more. But they've been pushing them out, so that's good. Made a lot of contacts this week. The bands, some were open. Even made a 6-meter contact down in Florida. It was a 3-station or a 3-area call, and he was down in Ocala, Florida. So that would drive my Elmer nuts, something like that. Because when he moved from the Midwest back to here, that was in the time when he had to change his call sign to a 2-area call. And as far as new stuff, and we're learning, no, either one of those. Not doing much that way. I think we're pretty much set, unless something spectacular comes along the line. I'm content with what I have, which is probably a good thing all around. And I think that's it from here. So turn it back to you, Frank. Take care. I'll let you in, CJ.
Yeah, very good there, Paul. Yeah, definitely no problem with that. Being content with what you have, that's always a great thing. All right, next on my list is N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
Oh, well, it's been pretty hot, and today with the rain, temperature dropped down to 64 with 0.89 inches of rain. As far as ham projects, this DMR is new to me, and I'm still working on it. And eventually, I'd like to get the HF station set back up and get something going there. So other than that, we had a coyote and a bobcat picked up on our webcam off the property here, and so we reported that to the ranger here at the Twin Rivers State Park, and she's interested in that. Back to the group. This is N2NRA.
Yeah, very good there, Cliff. And definitely let me know as you're exploring DMR if there's any areas or topics that maybe you're interested in. If there's any, you're confused about certain areas, we can definitely answer any questions. But I was also thinking if there's, an area that you were exploring into and that maybe we can make, especially during the winter months when we get more, the people come joining in on Zoom, and we can have more technical discussions and dive deeper into certain areas of the DMR. So That'd be great from somebody who's new and exploring new things, and maybe a refresher for some people that maybe that have learned it but maybe have forgotten about it. So definitely let me know. All right, next on our list is N2 UTV. John, how was your week?
SMPUTV, not too bad between the work and the fire department. I haven't seen much of home, let alone my dad, so I just probably took it this week. And again, it's the weekend, and my kids is actually a work day, so I'm at this moment. I just left the 7 here. I just drove through. I'm heading north off 88 to head to the mountains to make a delivery. Not really, not much on nothing as far as learning or doing anything with ham radio. Like a lot of everybody out there, I'm still trying to get a handle on this DNR. I had a couple other talking stuff in on during the weekend helping me out. I'm starting to get the hang of it and starting to enjoy it. My next project is to get the guns up on the house up next to get the repeaters from the house when I around home. Like I say, fire department is really, if anybody from the southern city wants to travel, there's a little club from my fire department on the first week of August. It's a Sunday. We are having a car show if anybody wants to come up and see some nice looking cars and just have some fellowship. With that, I'll turn it back to you, Frank. This is NUTV.
Hey, very good there, John. I just you said the 13th of August. I might not have caught everything. The 13th of August, so there's a car show. Was this at the firehouse, and was this in Interlaken, New York, or what was the location of it?
Yeah, if you know like the fire department, we'll be putting it on. It's we have a fire shield right in the middle of the village. There are signs once you get to Interlaken directing you. You can't find it basically. You stop anywhere in the village and ask them, they can tell you where it is. But I think that big field right in the middle of the village. And we get a lot of cars that come that way. Sometimes Civil War acting up there. We the assistant fire chief nephew has local racing, so he could hit the race car as well. So I think it's usually get a lot of fellowship from anybody around our village and way outside of the territory. Also, we come from miles away, just come on up to see us. But it's on the 13th. We open our gates at 8 a.m. and we run till after 2 p.m. when they do all the judging and CUTV.
Yeah, very good there, John. And actually, Ed is coming up next year on my list. He's 2 down, but hopefully Ed caught all that. But if he didn't, I caught it as well. There is a section on 73.net there's a space for community activities. Community events. It's called. But yes, that's a great place for anything that it's not necessarily ham related, but you'd like to spread the word about certain events like this car show. I know myself, I put the Strawberry Festival here in Owego, and the Lights on the River, I know, are 2 nice community events I'd like to attend. So feel free to always post anything there. But all right, next on my list is AI6IG. John, how was your week?
Nice and quiet and hot. Excuse me, very hot. We've been sitting around 110 to 115 every day. Today's 110. There's a few clouds in the sky, so that helps to cool things down a little bit. As far as projects go, I finally finished up the first battery box the way I want it. And I'm working on a second one. And I believe, I'm finally able to travel, so I'll be heading towards upstate New York in about maybe 4 to 5 days at the most. So I'm hoping to be in the Ovid area by the 8th or 9th at the latest of August. And I'll be in that area for at least a month, maybe, well, probably longer. And then I'll bring the Zygo G90 with me, and I'll bring the handheld, the DMR, and I finally got the Wires X software working the way it's supposed to through my laptop, because I don't believe there's any repeaters I'll be able to hit from over. So I'll still be using the internet one way or the other, and probably the battery back. So I get the house back opened up and in safe. So I'm looking forward to it, and maybe I'll get a chance to get the internet too on the 13th. AI6IG back to the net.
Hey, very good there, John. And yeah, let me know if you have any difficulties with the Wires X software. I do know there's a Southern Tier Fusion network around. I'm assuming you're already aware of that, and you can't hit any repeaters from your QTH. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions or issues with the Wires X software. I had to look into it fairly thoroughly to get the bridge coming from Brandmeister into Wires X for the Southern Tier New York room. So, all right. Before I get to my next station, let me take a quick standby. If there's any additional stations that would check into the STNY digital voice net this evening, this is W2FJH. Please call now. Right then, we will continue on. And next on the list is NHW Ed. How was your week there? And did you catch all the information from John's car show for August 13th?
Hey, good evening, Frank, and everyone on the net this evening. Yeah, good week. It was nice and hot. Went swimming quite a bit, and next week looks to be a lot better temperatures, a little bit cooler. No, I didn't catch the information. I'm doing a few things around the stack here and working on this month's newsletter for the radio club, and just the information up there. I'm over here by Angle Park, and next weekend they're having their Speedy Fest weekend with hot air balloons. It's one of the biggest hot air balloon things in the country, I guess. And I get a nice view right out my front window. Other than that, ham radio projects, I've been using Chat GPT and also Bing Chat on Windows Explorer, or whatever it's called now. It's great for ham radio questions because a lot of these AI programs go and use all the information out on the internet, and the ham radio information out there is pretty complete and it's accurate. So you can ask it a question and get a pretty good answer. And with that, because I've got to write a newsletter for the club, and sometimes I don't know all the details, or like the Parks on the Air, they had a presentation for one of the guys that's really, everybody knows him. He's like Mr. Parks on the Air, and I just type his name and call in and give me a nice biography. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good week. That's the need to know.
Hey, very good. Thanks, Ed. And yeah, I can always shoot you an email if you wanted to know about that. I know you do a lot of maintaining a lot of the calendars and things like that. I don't know if you have a calendar somewhere you want to throw it on for the car show. Also, you mentioned the Speedy Fest. I'll try to add them onto the 7-3 space for the community events for any other hams that are maybe looking to get out and enjoy the sunshine a little more, then there's seems to be quite a few events going on upcoming soon here. So. All right, next on my list is NQQFT Mail. How was your week there? Good evening, Frank. Good evening to the net. Here is N2QSD. It certainly is the time of year when all of the things are happening. Been recovering from poison ivy for most of the month, so I've been kind of absent from the net. It's we're in our, I'd say, fourth week now. So subsiding quickly and thankfully we're doing much better now. Ham radio wise for projects, I'd say Dad and I were playing with the DMR text messaging a little bit. Kind of cumbersome, but it does work, and I could see where. I suppose the one thing I have done with it a little more is to just send a request to weather service to get a forecast reply. So the kind of stuff that I have programmed in and not typing away at this keypad. But non-ham radio, I've been looking at air quality monitoring, trying to decide whether I should buy or build. There's a few options out there. I'm not opposed to building stuff because that's fun. That's what the hobby is. But I also want to make sure I get something I can calibrate accurately. As I would like my data to go into the greater pool, we don't have a ton of air quality monitoring stations across the southern tier. Thought it'd be nice to add to that. So that's kind of a Dylan's here. We'll pass it back to that. And to Shruti. Yeah, it's very interesting now. I actually, because of all the Canadian wildfires, I'm having, now a 1 year old. Yesterday was actually her birthday. So she's 1 year old now. But I was a bit concerned with all the Canadian wildfire smoke coming in here, especially when we had that one bad day where the sky was like yellow like the whole day. Ended up getting some air filters for the house there, and that's interesting. If you do find anything that basically is like outside, I can actually report and I'll see for the weather stations and all that. Kind of for the greater good of how the air quality is, and something that speaks. Definitely let me know about that. All right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. Let's see if there's any additional stations that would like to join this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So let's open up for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with any additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now.
N2NCB.
All right, and we have N2NCB. Paul, fire away with your question there.
Well, it kind of is a question you asked last week. I gave an answer, and I got to correct that answer. One of those type of deals. You were asking about QSL cards and where I got mine. And it was QSLcards.com. I looked that up, and they are not taking any new customers. Just customers that have ordered from them before. So I just wanted to pass that along that that would not be a place to try and get QSL cards if you haven't done it before. So kind of correcting my information of last week. N2NCB.
Okay, very good there, Paul, and definitely thanks for calling up. I was interested in getting some QSO cards, also too if we get some. I received one QSO card my lifetime as a ham radio operator, and it was actually over at DMR. And they said, hey, if you make a long contact, you make a long contact, type thing, and it doesn't hurt to send a QSO card just to say hi and that they're thinking about you there. So I thought, hey, it'd be good just to have a few on hand just in case I do make a long distance contact, and I could definitely send something either across the United States or across the water somewhere. So, but all right, let's take another standby. If there's any additional comments, questions, or concerns from any stations, or if there's any additional stations to check in this evening, please call now. Right, hearing nothing then, we might as well wrap things up here. So I'd like to thank Paul, Cliff, John 1 and John 2, Ed, and Mel for joining me this evening. We will be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week here. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.